Guys, welcome to the world record commentary. After a year of grinding and 10 years speedrunning this game, absolutely throwing my brain, my dick, and my whole heart at the wall in feeble hopes that I would actually accomplish anything, we did finally accomplish the world record in Spyro 120%. And we are currently just post-run right now, watching this back at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and turn back up the audio. It does include all of my voice and everything here, but I'm just going to give you guys some insight with my commentary onto my mindset, where how I was doing. I'll be kind of playing with the volume here, so I'm not like, you know, competing with myself. But essentially, what I want to say about this run first and foremost is like kind of where I was at mentally. It's like a place of like very like quiet, comfy grind. Like I'm just gonna keep it real in this sense. Like, you know, over the last year, my channel has been kind of like becoming more and more like this niche like thing. Not that like, you know, when you're a creator, all you're doing is thinking about, oh, am I irrelevant or I'm irrelevant and all this bullshit. And so in the last couple of weeks during this grind, I've been gradually becoming kind of more and more just focused in. Today was one of those days where I was just not really talking too much, but just focusing on the gameplay. And you can kind of tell I'm talking a little bit, but not like a super crazy amount. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it back up a little bit so you guys can hear.
Enter the no reset zone here.
Yeah, and so I'm talking a little bit about getting into the no reset zone, so to speak.
Towards that a bit more, I think.
Yeah, because at this point in the grind today, I was basically just I had reset. God, how many runs? I don't even know. I reset several runs and I was getting pretty over it, to be honest. But I was still quietly focusing, and that's really a speedrunner when they're quietly focusing. Is you're seeing them at like, you know, it's like the fucking quiet kid in school, you know. It's like, oh man, this kid might do something, you know. It's like that with speedrunning. It's like you're quiet, you're focusing. That's when your true potential really comes out, and that was the vibe for this run. And as we go through it more and more, you know, I really did a good job, I think, of not talking to the chat too much, of just focusing on the run and focusing on breathing. I think was another big thing for me. But yeah, just to reiterate, this run beats my previous PB of 121.02 by over 20, or by just under 20 seconds, with a 120.41, which is an absolutely insane run. By the way, if you wanted to see it without any commentary or any splits or me talking or anything like that, I always have the gameplay only version of these runs linked in my clips channel down below. You can see all the links in the description box. But yeah, now we're actually getting into the real movement of this run. Oh, the other thing I wanted to comment on real quick during this early game is that we did not go for Nestor skip, as some of you guys are probably privy to. Nestor skip is doable and viable, at least for Adam the Dragon. I mean, he's able to get it in his runs, not super consistently, but reasonably consistent. And I chose not to do that at this current point in my grind. I might start working on it more now. But I'm really happy that I chose not to do that, because it allowed me to focus more on like my actual gameplay. And in case to any of you guys on YouTube that are wondering like, why didn't he go for Nestor skip? Like, it's a obvious 15-second time save. Like, it's just hard and inconsistent, and I didn't want to be stuck in Artisans all day any more than I already was. I knew I could get this. I knew deep down inside that I could get this 120 without it, and that's exactly what I did here. So that was like kind of my thought process about that. It's just hard. I mean, simply put, it's hard. I didn't want to. I'm not trying to do some hard mind-numbing shit like that, you know. I'm just trying to play the game, you know. I know it could seem like, oh, well, you have world records, so you should do that, perhaps, but believe me, I don't ascribe to that mentality. So yeah, I'm gonna drink some water. Also, I'm gonna take a little sip of this margarita here. Sarah's back here, by the way.
I'm just quietly observing and becoming intoxicated. Not yet, but maybe like 20.
Cheers, YouTube. I earned myself a nice little margarita here. But yeah, Dark Hollow pretty normal. I believe this one was a 403. Had a bonk there, but you know, the movement isn't like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you this movement is like, this is so cracked and insane or anything. It's pretty normal.
These misses.
Yeah, I missed 2 of the flames there in that level, which was just like, that actually spoke a lot to the hastiness that I was feeling. If anything, because I was quietly focusing, I think it reflected some, like a hasty approach, and you could really see that by the 2 missed flames in that level. Ash, thank you for the raid. Chuggers in the chat for Ash. Cheers. And yeah, and again, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, letter G in the comments, please. I need a G.
GG.
Not G for GG. You can type GG too, but just type a G down below and you'll get a heart from me. All right, getting to Stonehill again. Like for me, one thing that was really crazy about this run is that is that not only was it obviously the fastest end time, but it was also the fastest magic crafters ever recorded, fastest run up to magic crafters, fastest run up to beast makers, and out of dreamweavers as well. And the times respectively there were, I believe, a 39:01 magic crafters, 53:2x, I believe, beast makers, and a 110 flat on Dreamweavers, which, you know, maybe those numbers don't mean anything to you guys, but to those of you who are familiar with 120% speedrunning, that is truly unprecedented times to get in those worlds. So one real hallmark of this run is that it wasn't necessarily that I was perfect per se, but it was that I kept a really good pace from the very beginning to the very end.
Bad movement.
And that's really what it is. And so you can hear me saying right there, bad movement, because I actually pushed a little bit too hard into the chest that was a little bit earlier before the hallway there. And so, like I said, it's not that I'm playing perfect here. It's just that I'm keeping the pace up. And that's the key with this game. Is that it's all about the pace. I mean, it's not about doing flashy tricks. It's not about being cool or doing the hardest routes or going for Nestor skip. It's about keeping your pace together in one piece, establishing a good pace and keeping a good pace. And you know, maybe that sounds obvious, but it's something that's easy to forego when you get so wrapped up in trying to do everything all perfect and cool and optimal. You sort of forget about the overarching concept of the pace being the most important thing. Like, it's okay to make mistakes as long as you're able to just turn around, quickly recover it in less than a second, and keep that pace up. That's much more important than executing a level perfectly. I believe I miss a box. No. Shit, maybe I'm more perfect than I thought.
You are.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, this run was such a long time coming. I want to just reiterate again, this was a 1 year long PB drought. June of last year, 2022, was when I got my 121.02. And that was right before GDQ. And I remember that, if you watch that run was actually heartbreaking because it could have 120. And I had some sloppy stuff in Nasty's world that ended up costing me. But because I was able to hold on to the pace so well here, I had plenty of time to play with that. Even with like a slightly sloppy Nasty's world, it wasn't even a problem. And yeah, and we'll be talking more about that once we get there, but I think I lost, if we want to talk about the big time saves and time losses in this run, I chose to do an easier route in Lofty, which, and executed it kind of whatever, for I would say a 10 to 15 second time loss just in that level. Dark Passage, little sloppy, we'll say 10 seconds there, and in Nasty's world, overall, I would say there was 10 to 20 there, so... I mean, there's an argument to be made that with like a more perfect run, that low 120s is doable for me, especially with Nestor skip. I am still, by the way, to those of you who are curious, I am still going to be continuing to grind this game and this category. I don't think I'm going to move over to any percent. We'll see where my heart takes me in the next week or two. But for now, I'm going to keep just playing 120% because for a long time, it's been about more than the world record to me. It's about just putting down like a comfy grind and a comfy stream, and less so about getting a PB, but just putting down some no resets and having a good time, and you know, and learning, like looking into the mirror, you know, that is your own run, and seeing where you're at for a given day, and putting down a run or two and feeling proud of that, whether they PB or not. That's been where my head's been at for a long time, and a big way that I was able to get through such a long and hard PB drought, a year-long PB drought, is by having a little copium huffing mechanisms like that, where it's like, look, I don't need world record, I've already proved myself. You know, and the same is true then, before this run, as it is now. I'm going to keep playing 120% because truly I believe I was put on this earth to play this category and to stream it and to talk and to hang. Now it's just there's a little bit less pressure on, you know, thankfully. Or more pressure, depending on how you look at it. If you're thinking like I got to get another record, then it's even more pressure. So it's all just a matter of perspective in that sense. And so my perspective is still rock solid as it's always been. In that I'm you know, I was, like I said, I was born to play this category. You know, I'm not saying I'm so sick or whatever, or I'm perfect, but just that getting the goal time I wanted is not going to make me start doing other categories all of a sudden. If I am going to do other categories or other games, it's going to be of my own. I really want to simmer on that and think about that and
Very nice.
really want that before I go for it. And so currently I'm not there yet. With Spyro 2, Spyro 3, any other games, or other categories in this game. So hopefully that answers all those questions. I'm still playing 120, baby. Chuggers in the chat. I don't quit. I got Stockholm Syndrome, man. What can I say? I remember this being a pretty nice Toasty. At this point, I remember being like, alright, we're playing pretty well here. Yeah, Lord Hud, it happened. Thank you for the sub. And C. Dazzer, thank you for the sub as well.
And Hinata Jaeger also.
Yeah, Hinata. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
I'm staying on top of it for you.
Yeah. You know what's funny about that shepherd there that I just killed? You can actually, on the NTSC version of this game, which is the fastest, you can actually charge into him, which you can't do on PAL, but it's a little slower. I tried it once on a run. Maybe it's possible to do it quicker. I don't know. But when you charge into him, the gem doesn't home in. It's the only example of charging into something that doesn't cause a gem home in. Got the dog to jump out of bounds there, by the way. I'm just giving some general game knowledge here, because I always get questions about the doggies in this level. 3 dogs in this level commit self-unalive, I think is the YouTube appropriate way of saying it. Which is, 2 of them jump off the edge of the level, because I'm like, I'm like over the edge when they see me. So they jump off the edge and the gem homes in that way. And then that one right at the start of the
I don't know.
boss
that might have been
fight.
close to my actual gold there.
Yeah, that was actually a really good Toasty, by the way. So if Flazuki is watching, feel free to take a look. Usually when I have a sense that a level was an actual community best, usually I'm wrong. So I'm gonna assume that was like not the community best, but
You got some work.
yeah, but Flazuki's definitely got some things to comb through with this run, I'm sure. Either way, like I said, the first dog at the beginning of the fight with Toasty himself, you do a really cool strat on him where you run up to him, don't flame him, have him just see you and jump, and when you flame him out of midair while charging away, it causes a failsafe in the game where the dog like jumps again out of like the range of like the little radius where he's supposed to be
that could work.
standing.
So I put it down to 69.
He basically leaves the corporeal dimension. He leaves the dimension where he exists in real life and gives you his gem. That's basically what happens. It's a technical explanation. He enters the 4th dimension, basically.
Rich old man to do that. Give me your money and disappear.
Speaking of Sarah back here, hi Sarah. She just popped into the door right here. Big, can I just say big thank you to Sarah for respecting like my space with this grind. I'm quite a bitch when it comes to like even the littlest of here's the thing, is when you minimize distractions for yourself, the littlest thing will set you off. And that's kind of what I've done for myself with this environment of speedrunning is like I have no music playing, I have, the door's closed. So even something as innocuous as Sarah walking through the door can like totally fucking throw me off. And so I'm just really thankful that you're careful about that.
Earlier. I'm sorry you like the house freezing, so I have to wear pants sometimes.
So yeah, let me just publicly say right here, thank you, Sarah, and I love you. Sippy.
Yes, I was like, I don't want to tell you not to hog this because it is your world record.
Hey, Spinners in the chat.
But, I want
This run was sponsored by Quaaludes, and thank you again for the 5 gifts, Chaco, you legend. Spinners in the chat. I can't do it without the spinners, y'all. The spinners give me life. I didn't say it, I wasn't talking about it much this run, but I always say those spinners give me life. Because here's the thing, and the reason why I'm like, kind of like, I say that a lot is because when you're like a speedrunner and a streamer, and you're quiet, especially like today, I was just kind of quiet with my grind, you might think, okay, this guy's got 100, 200 viewers, his chat's probably super active, not like me, Mr. 5 viewers stream, like no one's in my stream. My chat is dead during like moments like this, where I've been resetting all day, and like it'll 5, 10, 20 minutes goes by, not a single message. Doesn't matter the view count, doesn't matter any of that. So I think those spinning Spyros in my head, they give me that extra little, they remind me that there are people lurking and chilling and feeling good and just hyping up for whatever fucking run, and so I think that's like a big reason why I'm like spinners in the chat on those flight levels, because it's like,
you don't have to read anything, which is
yeah, I don't have to read anything, I don't have to fucking, okay, good luck, it doesn't have to be some canned shit, just fucking post an emote, and that's like, It's not even that I need to know you're here. It's just having that there. It's just like it's hype. Just an emote spam. There's something about it. When you've been watching Twitch for a while, there's something about an emote spam that gets you going. Especially when you're a speedrunner and the chat's kind of dead, you know, and it just helps kind of give you that little boost. Yeah, cheerleaders, exactly, like Michi said. God damn, this margarita is delicious. But yeah, guys, 1:20:41. I mean, that is just such a time right there. I'm gonna look a little bit more closely at my gameplay here because this is where.
Good luck,
Yeah, Laura.
Mr. Yo.
This is where kebab and you know I made a kebab at home the other day
You
actually.
made that last night, I think.
Yeah, 2 nights ago I made my own lamb kebabs. They're pretty good. They're all right. They weren't like super flavorful. I need to add more spices and things to them next time. And veggies. You need to actually add when you make kebabs, you need to add like well, here, before I get off on a fucking thing about food, I'm gonna try to stay focused about this run, but enjoy those kebabs.
Long story short, kebab good.
Kebab good. So yeah, so usually, you know, this is where like a lot of moments in this run are like, look at this, the triple. Oh, so beautiful. Hold on, this is a clutch moment. Just this part right here is where it's gonna set apart. Okay, you had a good early game, but what about Peacekeepers? And this is that moment. And you can tell I gave it a little bit of hesitation and I took that fucking spin jump with the triple, and now I'm like, just instantly after that moment right there, in my head I'm thinking, okay, now we're on the next step of the run. Now let's get a good Peacekeepers, you know? That was a very much like a moment where that hallway right there is like, you prove yourself. You prove what you're all about in Peacekeepers. Yeah. Look, I'm gonna say it like this. You can get, and by the way, nice recovery on that bird. Anybody, I'm not gonna say anybody, but like if you're an experienced runner of this game, you can put down like a sub 1150 artisans, maybe sub 1140 if you really grind it out. But can you like not choke that section in this level after getting a good artisans? It's hard, because imagine you've been resetting in the first homeworld all day, and then you get to that part, which is very execution intensive and doesn't go well every time at all. And when it goes well, like this is the first moment I think where nerves start to kick in just a little bit. And you can tell how nervous I am by how much I'm breathing. I'll be going like, so no deep breathing yet, but you know, it's starting to kick in. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember how the rest of Peacekeepers goes here, but yeah, I'm starting to really settle into the run now. Now the run is really like, okay, we're out of the early game is what it feels like. Dorkside, thank you for the sub, appreciate it. I appreciate the congrats, cheers.
It's kind of ironic that GDQ's going on right now when you got the 120.
Yeah, good thing I didn't go to GDQ, right? Oh my god, if I'd have gone to GDQ, I wouldn't have gotten this run. Crazy to think, GDQ's happening right now. Thank God. Oh my god, thank God I didn't go to GDQ. I saw a picture with like Nitroff and Wed chilling and Cinder chilling in a hotel room, and I'm like, I saw that picture and I was like, alright. I know the vibe. I was. It feels like I was there now. I was there. I saw that picture. Might as well have. You know, same thing. I was there in real life. The only difference is I didn't give them hugs. You know, that's the only difference. But I was there in spirit enough. I soaked in that vibe through the picture. You know. Are there Spyro runs at GDQ? I don't think so. But there are going to be some at ESA. And DZ, thank you for the grats, legend. Yes, there are going to be some Spyro runs at ESA. Going to be me doing crowd control any percent, which if you haven't seen, again, if you're watching on YouTube, I have a video a little while back on this channel where...
Clad via 69, thank you for the prime.
It's my first time talking in like fucking like 15 minutes, by the way. I have a couple videos on this channel and the Clips channel doing crowd control, which I will be doing more of in the coming weeks here as ESA comes up. But it's basically like the Twitch chat participates in the run, and you guys can take gems from me and activate free flight and insta-kill me and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun, and it's going to be a total mess. And surely the emulator will crash multiple times on the ESA stage, and it'll be a good time. And I'm going to make Laura commentate also. Also, there's going to be a any percent TAS, which I believe is not finished yet, but is
good to see you as well.
But is in the works between Laura, Ash, and Waffle, maybe some other people. So that's what's getting shown off at ESA this summer in July, late July. That'll happen. So stay tuned. If you're not already following, and again, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure you're following the European Speedrun Assembly on YouTube. They have their own YouTube channel, so you can follow that, or on Twitch as well.
Thank you.
I'll be there. I'm not doing anything.
Sarah will be there. We're gonna have like some cute like Malmo dates. It's gonna be awesome. We're very excited. Is there any time left to save in future runs? Yeah, I was just touching on this earlier. You know, there's some time loss, especially in the late game. And with Nestor skip, I think there is a reasonable like case to be made that that low 120 is possible.
Yeah, my day's
for
going
me.
good, Ali. Chilling, very quiet, focused vibe here.
Yeah, and I'm self-aware. If there's one thing I can say about like my approach to speedrunning is I'm very self-aware. Like all the shit I'm saying about my grind right now, like this run and quiet, focused vibe, that's exactly what this run is, and I'm acknowledging it right there. Anytime someone says, "Hey, how are you doing?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good, quiet, focused vibe," and then just nothing. That's it. Like, 7 Zukis, thank you for the raid. Welcome. Cheers. And again, if you're watching on YouTube, guys, follow the Twitch channel. I always have it linked under every video. You can say hi to me or congrats that way as well. Or whatever. Altus, what up? You notice a ton of segments were close to actual goal, like 1, 2. Yeah, wow. That's cool, Flazuki. Yeah, I had a feeling about that. Like, I had a feeling that multiple levels were... They weren't necessarily community golds, but they were like as close as you could get. And yeah, the consistency was just a beautiful thing on this run. Really holding together like the pace.
PTR, what up?
Just getting a good pace from the get-go and keeping it. Getting near gold on like most levels that's not an easy thing to do, especially as we get into Magic Crafters, Beast Makers, and the end game. That is really no joke. But because I did so well in the early game and I did so well in Magic Crafters and Beast Makers, it gave me this beautiful buffer of time to play with. To, you know, kind of have a kind of sloppy Dark Passage, kind of sloppy Lofty, kind of sloppy Cove. And, you know, not more than like 10 seconds lost, really, in any of those levels. But you know, I had the room. I had the room to play with to get this 120, that was big. That was big. If I'd have just barely been on the edge of it, that would have totally changed my mindset, and I probably would have choked harder in Nasty.
You're gonna let Smike get away with that, huh? This chat really.
Oh yeah. By the way, Smike, hold on. I gotta point this out. Smike got a quadruple pyramid on this run, as you can see right there. So big shouts to Smike for that. Immortalized forever with that. Legend Smike. You don't see those very often. Oops. Yeah.
Use the power of Dr. Chef to give you the 120.
But I mean, it speaks to how dead, like, you know, my chat can be when I'm not talking, you know, I'm just playing. Like, how many streams are gonna go into to have like 100, 200 viewers and you could get a quadruple pyramid off like that? Like, not many. Just so you can not see the inputs. If you want to see the inputs and everything, I'll just leave it like this. It's fine. If you want to see the inputs and everything, make sure you watch the original video of this. Again, I will have the original video of this on my channel. Should be the last one I posted before this one. And oh, by the way, look at this inner cavern. This was such a clean inner cavern. I fucking love this. Get all of the poles boneless. That is no bonk. Grab all this. And then wait, and then this jump here, no one goes for this jump except for me. You have to get right in the corner and then pull it back to get that jump. It's very rare to see boneless with that jump first try. So yeah, big shout outs to that inner cavern there. Cheers, holographic. But yeah, like I was saying, if you want to see, and that's what I'm talking about the recovery right there. I'm not gonna scoot back or anything, but like just right there in that section, like I went sparksless for a moment and almost missed those 2 gems, which are very easy to miss when you're blue sparks and accidentally hit a bat.
What's up, Marcel?
But I had,
it's
much. Like that minutia awareness, which was like, that's key to getting PBs in this game at a high level. So even though I didn't necessarily do that recovery perfectly, I did it well enough that I lost less than a second. I will.
It's not accurate, Papa, now.
since we're here, you can jump to that second stair, the one that I just jumped like after the first one. You can jump to that. Oh, I almost died here. I almost fell off the edge right there. You can hear my reaction. I'm like, holy shit. Fuck this game. That was easily one of the most stressful points of the whole run, actually, was just that. Maybe it didn't look that bad, but I'm like laughing about it. Man. Yeah, that was stressful, believe it or not. It may not have looked like much, but I really almost died right there. Allie, I remember Allie was in the chat like, god damn.
Dude,
yeah, the bonks. Always a demoralizing. Mordiak, thank you for the tier 1, appreciate it. Are we up to 1K subs? Guys, cheers. Yeah, we are. Thanks, guys, cheers.
Homie, thank you for the good luck.
Thank you for supporting our family.
Yes, thank you. Alright, and I believe these guys were annoyingly kind of far. I tried to flame charge him, but I missed. But we, again, really great recovery on that gem, losing less than a second. I'm gonna grab a beer during this balloonist and I'll be right back.
Time should probably be like about dead even with record, maybe a little behind.
I was gonna say, god damn it, Pablo.
Oh no, still ahead. I guess record had a bad home world there too.
You can't
So very nice, very nice. 25-45, beautiful pace right there.
I dropped my straw. Thank you, Bex, I love you.
Cute chat. Oh, thank you for updating the command, by the way. Man, crazy to look at that. Current world record, 120.41 by me. Beautiful.
Sure, Pete.
So crazy. Thank you, Gaming Mad. I know you've been lurking a lot these last few streams, so thank you for that. Cheers to you. Alright, I'm gonna try to stay focused here on the run. I know there are some YouTube commenters right now that are like, he's not actually talking about the run, he's just saying thank you to everybody and talking about food and stuff. Shut the fuck up, bitch! I'll talk about whatever I want on my fucking commentary. What do you think about that? Fucking guy on my task reactions that's like, he didn't notice the butt sex proxy at 11 minutes and 57 seconds. Fucking that guy. That fucking bitch. That guy's a bitch. You're a bitch!
You know who you are.
You know who you are.
We don't, but...
He's like, it's so disrespectful that Dayo doesn't comment on every little possible thing that exists in the entire, like, run or task. It's so disrespectful. Like, okay, how about, have you considered not watching my shitty reactions?
Do it yourself.
Yeah, react to yourself. You go fix the reaction. YouTube commenters aren't gonna like this one. Anyways. No, but I will talk about the game a little bit. I think this was an okay Alpine. I think. We'll see. I might have... I don't remember if it was this run or the other that missed the stairs. No, we're good on the cycles right now. You could tell by the stairs coming out right in time for me there. Hard to hit this flame charge on that guy, but we got it. And this is really good movement here. It's hard to collect all that stuff efficiently. And that right there with the flop down. Oh, and look at that. Just boom, 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 boom. Like, that is not... You're not going to see that from other runners. Look at this weight right here. Look at this. The perfect weight. The perfect weight. Ideally, you just go... If you're really far ahead of the cycle, like if you're on optimal cycle, you just go on top. But since I was somewhere just a little bit behind, the weight was just... Frederic Noob, thank you for the sub. Cheers. I think I missed the metal guy here. I was paying attention. Let me see. Yeah. That's like a second or two lost. Also, this section down here, collecting all these gems is a bit of a doozy. You want to go left to right with these blues. Yeah, you can imagine that it's easy to miss a blue there.
I want to ride one of those guys with sunset.
Thank you, Chansey. You want to ride one of the yellow guys?
Yes.
I call them yellow keks.
I'll ride one.
Roar.
Thank you, Ornate.
Oh, you hear me breathing now? You hear that? He's like... Because I know this pace is hot. This is going to be like a 29-2x, I believe. At this point, I'm aware of the pace, and I'm like, all right, like... even this early in the run, like, it's starting to affect my heart rate and my ability to breathe correctly. And let me tell you, that really does come to a head. Once I got to loot, I almost passed out. And I don't normally have that problem when it comes to like, oh, I'm under stress, so I'm gonna pass out. But in loot, I was starting to get dizzy, and I almost passed out. I'm not even joking.
Probably hyperventilating, that's why.
Yeah, I was hyperventilating. That's exactly what that is. All right.
Thanks, Mac. Let's not read too deeply into it, though. Thank you, David.
Oh yeah, he was like, he said, I remember what he said. He said, it's good to see you so happy lately. And I'm like, let's not read too deeply into that. I don't.
Happy.
I am happy lately. I will admit that I have been happy lately. So.
I made him breakfast yesterday. I made him the perfect breakfast.
She did make an amazing breakfast for me yesterday. I will give her that. And she also made French toast for me this morning.
How have I been?
Yeah, I'm
been pretty
rewatching.
good. I need a pee, and I'm on the run of my life right now. So
This set the tone for the whole run.
Oh, shit.
That set the tone for the whole run. I need a pee, and I'm on the run of my life. I got an hour to go, basically. And at this point, I already had to pee. I already drank like a whole thermos of coffee.
That'll make you go fast, though. You're like, I need to finish this as quickly as
Yeah,
possible.
honestly, needing to pee really gives you that little get up and go. I'm not gonna lie.
At least you didn't piss in the chair. That would have been a problem.
Yeah, so far the Alpine going smoothly. Nothing to really look, guys. I'm gonna say this like this: if you want like a more in-depth analysis of every movement that I'm doing here, be sure to check out my 120% breakdown series, my breakdown / tutorials. I have a whole playlist of it on my channel where I talk about all these strats that I'm doing here. In like, I'll pause and rewind and talk about how it can go wrong and all that stuff. So if you really want to know the intricate, dirty details in like silly infotainment form, do check out. I have like they're like 10, 20-minute videos for each level. So, and Homeworld. So, again, before you type a nasty comment like, oh, he didn't even review the run, like, I made a whole fucking series doing that, so. Yeah, it's a command in my chat somewhere. Okay, this is a big moment of the run right here, the supercharge in high caves. And it's called Bike Caves because it was found back in 2013 by Tuval on a Skype call where everyone spammed the bicycle emote when it was found for any percent, now adapted to 120%. And that jump right there is the hardest part, is getting to that last spider. You have to jump off of a very specific polygon. If the rest of it wasn't hard, then that is the hard part of it. And then also dropping down and grabbing those gems is no joke either. Like, it seems like not much when you watch it back, but you have to give Sparks the perfect amount of time to see those gems. Sparks can't see gems from above or like over the edge of things or like underneath the edge of the. You have to like you land on the ground. Sparks can see, give him a frame or two, and then go. You know, and it's when you're trying to go quickly, it's hard to really, you know, it's hard to have that right pace with it. It's very easy to just like accidentally miss like a gem or two, even post bike
You
caves.
said that,
Like
Laura,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. SGDQ is happening right now, so if I'd have gone to SGDQ, I wouldn't have gotten the 120. Or maybe, I don't know, alternate universe. The Wally strat here. Killing the thief with the
Bless you, baby.
Thank you. To those of you who don't know, there's a thief
you,
over there,
Electra.
and the fan chests can actually kill thieves because the fan flies off and hits whatever is like in front of it. So that's how I killed the thief at the beginning of this homeworld as well as in that level. Now, this triple kill here is a big reason why people don't do that homeworld route. It's so hard to hit that consistently and not get fucked over with the supercharge. So already, yeah, I killed many runs for me. So already I'm breathing a sigh of relief there. or not, I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, what am I doing? I'm like fucking stoned as shit.
Just tuned in. Big congrats, man. Well earned.
Well, thank you so much,
Fuck
No
yeah.
Roll. Cheers. Yeah, did you guys see that ZFG went live? Dude, that's probably been one of my oldest channels that I've ever followed on Twitch. Probably since back in, I probably first followed him back in like 2013 or something. You can see I'm rewatching the Twitch VOD because this is the broadcast from today. So anytime someone goes live or something that I'm following, I'll see their name in the top right. But thanks, No Roll. Barely. By the way, great awareness on that wizard up top. That I knew I wasn't gonna flame charge him, but I didn't push the issue. I just let the gem come down to me and then keep it moving. If you're in a hurry, that's one of those moments where you'll run off the edge and have to do a backup and that whole spiel. Look at this wizard proxy. Oh my God.
Too lucky.
That almost didn't make it.
I got too lucky there. That was just too lucky right there. I already know if I'd have missed that wizard proxy, I would have failed the turnaround and it would have been a reset or some shitty thing. And I've had many runs like that. Yeah, I know that wizard proxy. And you know, here's the thing about ledges in this game. People who run this game know what I'm talking about, but for those who don't, some ledges are more forgiving than others to charge onto from the air. So, for example, like I'll try to point out when there's like some forgiving ledges, like it coming up in the next section here. Like the ledges are pretty forgiving. I'll point it out. But yeah, when you charge it onto a ledge from midair, sometimes like this ledge is not forgiving. You need a lot of height to make it up there. But these ledges, as you can tell by their more curved edges, they're a lot more forgiving. You can like land on the edge of those edges and it's not a big deal, right? So that concept extends all the way into every pointed ledge that you try to charge onto in this game, where sometimes you just need to learn it's crazy, you learn how forgiving every ledge is, because sometimes the actual forgivingness of a ledge doesn't match what it appears to be. Sometimes a ledge appears to be really harsh and unforgiving, and it's forgiving, and vice versa. So with Wizard Proxy and some of those supercharged jumps, the ledges are not so forgiving, to our chagrin. And in other sections, like right there, for example, those stairs have more forgiving ledges. And so that influences a lot of how hastily you'll take certain sections and how much you'll push the stair movement, for example. If you obviously, with this game, when the stairs say a lot about like how you're playing, because if you're really doing stairs optimally, it says that, okay, you're playing hastily, which can result in more mistakes. Versus if you like really take the extra time. that hit was fun. I talk shit on that guy here in a sec. Hold up. I want to hear my little thing about him. I was pissed about that guy, honestly. I was like, what the fuck, this guy? I was like, after that, on this run.
Actually, I shouldn't.
I said I should go hit him, but actually I shouldn't.
I don't want like an extra life or nothing.
Yeah, I was scared actually because I knew that I hit him during the supercharge, and so now if I hit him, I'll get an orb, but there's also a 10% chance that I'll either get a butterfly or a life. So even though I'm feeling vindictive and vengeful, like I'm gonna go hit that guy on my way back. I mean, it's no time lost.
I might just hit him anyways, just because I'm unsure about the gem. You pretty much every time you hit that guy with the supercharge, but yeah, you're never really like paying super close attention.
But yeah, you can get a life by accident, and that would be actually horrible in this run, because then I'd have to take extra death abuses for 5 to 10 seconds of time lost.
How often does that happen to you, though?
Accidental extra lives? Not often, because I've optimized my route so that way I'm not hitting redundant enemies. And after this level is a big example of that. There are 2 redundant enemies that most people will hit, that you actually should not hit them because you might give yourself an extra life. If you're trying to play this category at a high level. And it's just better lines not to hit them anyways. Like, for example, this guy, and then this guy.
Die, bitch.
That guy, I was the guy, I was like, alright, I'll hit him. Well, you see, he gave me an orb there, but he could have given me a life or a butterfly.
I'll teach you to hit me on my fucking sick run.
Yeah, I'm like pissed about him.
Really showed him.
I'm like, fuck that guy.
Alright, nerd.
Is there any more bars? I'm drinking your lemonade.
I'm gonna be drunk in about 10 minutes here. I'm already
Barely.
I barely got the green there, by the way, but I did hit, I'm just spoilers, I hit the crazy cycle here. I'll point it out when we get to it. Which is rare. Usually there's some weird karmic curse that when you're on good runs, you'll fuck up this level, but look at this. Look at that. Hitting that early cycle there with the platform coming down, that is not easy, especially in 120% where you have to collect those extra gems. No right to left strat. You mean like the one that you're doing, Laura? No, the thing that's more egregious is that if Laura's gonna really give me shit about a strat that I don't do, is gonna be at the very end. You can technically flame before landing on the ledge, which I opt not to. You can do like a flame disassociation charge glide, I believe. Right here. See how I land and then do the jump? Laura flames a little earlier than that. That's the real egregious thing there that I could do better.
I want to see your terrace, because that's the one that has me biting my nails like SpongeBob eating his fucking hands in the Hashling Slasher episode.
SpongeBob with the hash browns, dude.
Just eating his hands.
Okay, look at this. I was like,
I wish sub 39. I wish.
I wish, dude. I really do. It was so close to the sub 39. But again,
I also squish. Where are my squish wizards?
Yeah, the squish wizards in the chat.
Yeah,
where
was
you at?
very close to a sub 39. Giga dope. Thank you for Prime. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
No, I'm
maybe the fastest Magic Crafters ever recorded. Maybe it was. It is.
Fastest run out of Magic Crafters. Hi YouTube.
Yeah, hi you. I already knew at this point that some poor, even if the run died right now.
Oh.
Which, by the way, look at this fucking shit.
Well,
Now
we
that
would've
wasn't
had to
so
wait
bad because
for
I had to
him,
wait
so
for
it's
that
not
for that
Half
charge
second time
pad
loss.
there. But now look at this. Coming up, we got more time loss. Check this out. So I'm like, look at this. Missing the box there and the recovery.
Oh, hey, let's not throw it now, ladies and gentlemen. Focus up. We still got a lot of run left to go here.
Luckily, I was able to center myself and get a good terrace anyways. But
Ah, yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's crazy how even like just putting down a good magic crafters like that and just taking a moment to reflect like I did has such implications on my gameplay like that, like what you saw in the homeworld there. There is no time to reflect. There is no time to emotionally assess. There's only time to breathe and be in the moment. And that was like a big example of that. That was probably the biggest example of kind of falling out of the moment that I had this whole run, I would say. K of Chaos, thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. Yeah, congrats indeed. We did it. Beautiful double flame charge. That's always a scary one. You never know if it's going to work double or not. Sometimes you got to jump the second one. But as you can tell by the guy, when he hits the pad like that right when you touch the dragon, that's how you know you're perfectly on God Cycle. You can even get there just a little bit after he hits the pad. But you still got to keep the movement crispy here. Oh, and I remember I was scared here with these reds. Take a look at these reds.
Whoa, careful.
Yeah, it seemed,
got
and
the
I
other
almost
red
jumped
there.
off.
It
It
was
seemed,
questionable.
I guess looking back on it, the reds were pretty obviously collected, but I could not tell from a glance. I wasn't really looking at them, I guess. But we're still catching the cycle here. Hey, Harry, thank you for the good luck. Appreciate it. We're just watching back the world record right now. Welcome, Harry. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, really trying to extend these charge pad cycles as much as possible. This is what we call the God cycle. Obviously, I played this level very cleanly up to this point in order to catch that floor cycle there. So that's why we call it the God cycle. Even that, you see he was about to go and push, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta be quick in this level. If you're not perfect in this level, you're losing a lot of time. Okay, Rother, thank you for the gift. Appreciate it. And even then, by the way, strats right there is I actually go over that because when you're on the optimal cycle like that, you either have to wait for the charge pad to go or you collect the gem after, like how Saboom does. So I opt to go over him like that. I kind of surf on the enemy's body when I hit him in order to do that. Thank you, Jessica.
Alrighty.
I think Terrace is such
Thank you,
a
Make
making
Japan,
a
for the
pretty good
prime.
level
It really
thing,
is. It really is.
But it's one that you usually gloss over when you remember it casually as a kid. Like, I did not remember Terrace.
It really is because this is, again, this is one of those transitionary moments. I feel like the beginning of each homeworld and just certain moments of this run have like really transition elements to them. And I think Terrace Village is one of those transition levels to now you're in the mid game. Whatever your run was up to this point, if it was good, you're going to be nervous and fuck this transition up. It's the same thing with Blowhard. Blowhard and Terrace I consider both as transitionary levels during your run because you're really shifting your mindset from, okay, I'm way out of the early game and now we're into the mid-late game here, you know? Harry, thank you for the 5 gifts. Chuggers in the chat for Harry. Legend. And Sozono, don't think I missed that gift either. Thank you, Sozono. But yeah, just a solid wild flight here. Technically, this is the hardest of the flight levels if you're just trying to learn the correct strat, but, you know, pretty much every flight level for me is a chance to just kind of just breathe. Just like, okay, just hit the things you need to hit. I'm not trying to push the movement too hard. GTR, thank you for the gift. You can especially tell on runs like this that I'm getting plenty close to the enemies here. I almost didn't get a flop there, which sometimes happens and fucks up the whole level. You could also hit that plane right there, that second plane early to save like a little bit more time. So there are little micro optimizations you can do here with this route. I also neglected to aim high with that plane, so I accidentally hit both the plane and the last box, which costed me another like second and a half, 2 seconds in the end level animation. Which, to those of you who don't know, every flight level is actually, there's an animation at the end where Spyro flies up into the air and gets, you know, shows all the things he collected. You actually skip that by running into solid collision. So that's why we try to, you know, run into a bridge or a wall or a pedestal at the end of every flight level. It skips a 4-second animation. And that technically is what happened there, but I just did it, like, not optimally. Alright, let's see this bog here. Nice Sparkles collection there. There was a task strat that I tried implementing here, but I didn't quite go for it. I could have gone for it. You grab the green and then kind of curve it back the other way, but it's all good. Let's see how these frogs treat me. Nice flame charge on that guy. Cameraless flame charge there. Just goes to show the amount of muscle memory. Oh, hi, cat. Now this guy, I missed his
green
gem.
fuck later in the level. Don't let me forget.
Green fuck later in the level, so people are just spamming green fuck in the chat underneath my camera here. And I don't consider that a chat assist because, like, and I wasn't even looking at the chat, to be fair. Like, it's more like, hey, I already said, like, that happened, so it's more like it was instigated by me. So I don't consider that a chat assist. Very nice momentum conservation on that magic stare into full hop. That is a thing that can get you more height on a full hop. Yeah, I do that in Metalhead as well. Great Fishy, thank you for the sub. And beautiful enemy cycles there. You do not see the enemies line up that well there. That frog, not optimal, but it's fine. I still ended up getting the flame charge on that hog. Also, this flame charge, I think, just gorgeous. You'll love to see that. This one, it's not as big of a deal because you do need to kind of change directions anyways. It's kind of a little too risky to go for the full-on flame charge there. But either way, really clean section down there. Really clean section. Thank you, Great Fishy. Cheers. You missed the world record. Well, the good news is you can watch it right now and get the full ESPN scoop on it. This is my little strat I do here in that area with that double chest. Actually, the Misty Bog task that one guy made actually does that strat as well, so I don't know if it's actually better or not, but alas. This is a strat that's very important here, is getting the flame, like, turn there. And with the magic stare, it's actually annoyingly hard to get that for whatever reason. It does not happen every run. Green fuck. See how it's easy to miss that green if you're not paying attention? That's why I said it. And yes, I have lost runs to that. Now let's see how the Guanton goes. Look, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I was considering doing the counterclockwise Guanton, like in that task I mentioned. But usually I base it on that first frog, where if I don't see the frog, then I'll go counterclockwise. But I decided to just play it safe anyways, because, like, you don't see the frog here, and I was just like, you know what, fuck it. Like, just keep it moving, just keep it moving. Really, that's all it is, just keep it moving. And it ended up being very clean anyways, not a single hit of damage, so it was all good.
It's your cousin!
My cousin?
Damon. The name dragon's Damon.
Where?
The dragon is named Damon.
Oh, the dragon's named after my cousin. Shouts to Dayoman. Love you. Another huge video game influence in my life. 4703, almost a sub 47. I'm really on the, just to bring this into perspective here, I'm on the cusp of hitting unprecedented minute barriers on some of these level splits here. Like the sub 42 Terrace has never been done. Sub 47 Misty Bog has never been done, as far as I know. I mean, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong about that, Flitzuki, in the comments, but, you know, just to give perspective on this pace here. I like flame charging that guy so that way you can preserve momentum into your jump. Same thing with this guy. If you charge him, then you're like pushing up against the wall when you jump against the stair. So it's like suboptimal. Now with that, I kind of fucked that. See how I was like pushing up against the stairs? You don't want that. You want to jump off the green part of the grass there. So that way you're still keeping forward momentum as you're going over the stairs. You don't want to be pushing up against each stair as you go up. Just minutia things. Now here, I played it safe. I knew he was going to throw the bananas, so I was just like, you know what, fuck it. I'll just, play it safe. And thank God, because I ended up doing that section pretty clean as a result of just a slightly safer approach. Now look at this. Definitely could not tell if I got all those gems, but we do the pause, 151 gems, and we're good to go. That's why I do that pause, is because you really just can't see all those gems every time, and that's a perfect example of that. Now there, I could have saved a second, technically, by going through the fence, but, and I thought about it in that moment, but I was like, you know what, no, let's keep it solid. It's just a second, like, let's just keep it solid, Thank you, Sympathy. Count Dirt Bagulous. Is that 4 gifts I see right there? Can I get a chugger in the chat for Count Dirt Bagulous? Love you, Dirt Bag.
Pushback was insane.
Oh, dude, right there, that part, the boxes pushed me back like crazy. I can't even like describe to you how bullshit that was. Because when you hit a box out of the air from charging, it can like, if you hit it on the side, it like pushes you off to the side. So that, I think what happened there was that happened with 2 boxes. So it gave me like a mega push, like way out of the way, is what happened there. It was very unusual, like collision, I guess you could say there. I went for the non-jump off of that, which ends up costing me the actual hitting either of those spring chests with the supercharge, but it's fine. It's not like a time loss or time save one way or the other. Unless you like really are able to hit both. And then I also missed the other fan chest, this one that I flamed. You can technically hit that with supercharge. So, you know, there is room for more optimization here, but with that said, I did this level as cleanly as, you know, one can expect to do it on a run like this. But in truth, if everything were to go like literally perfectly, maybe there's another like 5 or 10 seconds in that level, perhaps. But I'm not even going to consider that time loss, to be honest with you. Look at that, Bridgeman with 50 gifts.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Fuck. Thank you so much.
Can I get a fucking chugger in the chat? Oh, look at the out of bounds right here. I've been failing that in my runs lately, so I was breathing a sigh of relief to get that nice recovery on the box too. Chuggers in the chat for Bridgeman and for the out of bounds. Let me see what he said. Wish I was there, but you're enjoying the watch party. Dude, thank you, Bridgeman. Thanks for hanging out and being the homie, as always. You legend. Bridgeman's super supportive. Oh, yeah. Beautiful drop down there. This is how you do this route, by the way. If anyone's curious about like how to do the out of bounds route in 120, I did it pretty well there. Yes, there is some weird, awkward, cameraless movement, but this is how you do that. And yes, it does save 2 to 5 seconds. Just saying. Here I was. Oh, you hear me breathing? There's a breathe. I caught a breathe. Every time I breathe, I chug. No, by the end of the run, I'll be like fucking comatose. Ranger Flash, thank you for the prime. Cheers. But yeah, just really clean so far. The gold is left up above. We didn't get the magic gold drop. Perhaps for the better. Nashbone, welcome. Thank you for the sub. Love you, Nash. Yeah, I'll be chugging all of Nasty's loot for that. I'm gonna need like 10 more beers. I'm gonna do that. With that, red gem is very scary. You want to make sure you do a short hop on the box and then charge right as you're falling out of the air, but before you hit the ground. Because the thing is when you hit the ground and then charge, it's significantly slower than charging out of the air. You charge out of the air at full speed, but on the ground, if you just empty charge, you have to come up to speed. So anytime there's a gem that's barely right in front of you after a spring chest or after a jump, you really want to make sure you optimize that movement to where you're like about to touch the ground and then charge. That's like one of those micro optimizations that you guys might not have been privy to. But yeah, solid metalhead right there. Just saving time with every split. I mean, at this point, I'm losing my mind. I'm like, holy shit, like, like this fucking pace, dude. This pace is just crazy, and it's just getting crazier. It just feels so good, guys, to get the run that I've been grinding for like a year now. It feels so good, because I've had a lot of paces like this, I'll be honest. Maybe not quite at this level, but it feels really nice to carry the one, like, one of those best ever type paces all the way to the end. And then no bonk here, which is really hard to do, make that jump without bonking. You'll see me bonk that a lot. And then charge that gem out of the air. You can still see the 1 on Spyro's asshole right there.
I
with the
split
gem
kind of
was
early
collected.
there, but yeah, that was like a 53-19, probably like 20 or 21 with the,
I forgot, 53
Dragon Touch.
1x. I thought it was 2x. Launchpad, thank you for the prime. Cheers.
By far my fastest pace ever. This is just a nuts run. Breathe. I need to focus.
And I knew,
Love you guys,
from the after Magic Crafters. Okay, let's not review it too much. Breathe. I need to focus. And good thing I said that. Thank you for the 420, Harry.
420 time less than 3.
Less than 3's in the chat. Yeah, I mean, Laura knows because it's like, you know, in those switching between homeworld, but you get the best homeworld of your life. You know, it's hard.
No, my heart is beating fast. That much I can tell you.
It's hard not to be like, you know, okay, this is a good run. No matter what happens, it's okay. But damn, that was sick and blah, blah, blah while you're playing. And that just distracts you. You saw that at the beginning of the Beastmaker's homeworld. And I recognized that on this run, and so I stopped doing. I just gave it the initial like, damn, that's crazy, and then just keep it moving, you know. You gotta keep in mind, also, people are in my chat saying, what's up? How are you doing? Dang, is this run good or whatever? And so I'm having to ignore a lot of chats at this point. Check out the wizard proxy here. I always do like the with my head every time it's like, because that's what it feels like. That's like that movement is you get in the wall and then you, like that. That bonk. I said classic there with that bonk. It is a classic bonk. But still good recovery on the stairs. Gets me through the phone. Shoutouts to Wally. I'm dating that fairy in real life, by the way. Beautiful flame charges. People do not understand how hard those flame charges are. You can't be too high on them. You can't be too far away. You can't be too close. You can't be too, you know, like, slow with the flame charge. Those are the hardest flame charges in the whole game.
Holy fuck. You were a legend before, now you are just fucking Spyro incarnate. The genius of
Thank you,
genius,
Hades.
man.
I mean, me and everyone else who grinds this shit. I mean, shoutouts to Laura. And let's not forget that Laura got a 37-20, what is it? 27? 23? Yeah, Laura got a 37-27 any percent. Like, we're living in the optimal timeline here of Spyro main category speedrunning. And I got the 120-41, like, we both basically achieved, like, the pinnacle of both categories, in my opinion. So, yeah, shouts to both of us for getting that type of shit. Yeah, this game is hella optimized now. Finally. Finally. You know? It took a while. It was pretty optimized before, to be fair. It was pretty optimized before. Now it's like hella optimized. And hopefully it keeps going lower. I mean, honestly, whether it does or doesn't, I'm fine with it. I'm gonna keep playing either way. That might seem like an odd thing to some people. It's like, well, dude, like, why are you gonna keep grinding the same category if you can't get another PV? But it's like, I just like playing this category in this game. Like, it's not about the world record anymore. It wasn't about the world record even when I was doing this run. I know that might be some crazy, like, mindfuck shit to think, but like, I'm just playing. I'm just having fun. Like, at the end of the day. Yeah, once 19 Vortex, I mean, Vortex is already pretty optimized, but let's just say at the 19 Vortex, we can say the Spyro 1 main categories are going to be, like, pretty, like quote-unquote dead, you know, if you want to call them that. But that's not to say they can't be improved. Dead, I mean, it's just, like, strong, it's such strong language to describe something that could still be improved. It's just really good, you know? Yeah, I did it first, Maple. Got the 120-41, and I went for the Death Abuse strat there. By the way, I just want to point out I did not go for the wall glide there in that home world. It is because I had 2 lives, and while it is technically a time save to get the wall glide and then take a Death Abuse and Jock, I opted to just take the Death Abuse there so I wouldn't have to worry about it for later, and also it makes more sense with my splits this way. It's really not a big deal. If you have 2 lives, you might as well just take that Death Abuse, basically, is how that goes. It's absolutely not worth it to go for that wall glide and likely miss it with 2 lives, you know? It's like, just take the death there. Yeah, I'm like way ahead of my previous record, which is no pushover, by the way. I barely fucked up there. This is where, I'm gonna say it now, this is where things start to get a little sloppy. Dark Passage, you know, obviously I'm feeling the nerves. I'm having to focus on breathing and ignore the chat and all that stuff. Just for funsies, I want to see how fast my chat is moving at this point. Okay, pretty slow. Pretty slow, all things considered. Once it gets into Nasty's world, it gets a little more intense. I think I'm all clouded and shit. Yeah, you wish, bro. But, yeah, like, this strat right here. With the wall push and grabbing that and the double there, that alone saves, like, 5 seconds, like, over pretty much any other strat. Like, that little sequence. So, I'm happy like, even though it was kind of sloppy up to this point, I was like, phew, I got that. That's nice. JX knows. JX knows how hard it is to do that. That shit goes hard. And then here, since I'm Gold Sparks, I can do the optimal quadruple gem cleanup right here. I don't have to worry about this. See how normally you'd hit that mushroom and then you'd have to manually collect if you're Blue Sparks, which is very common there. So I did get some cheeky time saves there in that section where it was most important. But unfortunately the other parts of this level were We're not super optimal. Like, I think I had some bonks here coming up on the stairs, I believe. Yeah, I missed an input there. And then a bonk here, I believe. Yep. But at least hitting all 3 of these, getting the doggy strat, keeping him... Oh, check out what happens after this dragon. This is some, like, make it or break it shit. This is like if you're not paying attention, you lose the run type shit. You saw that?
Game's trying to fuck me up.
The fucking mushroom spawned on top of me and flopped me up. If I was just mashing X and square there, I would have charged off the edge and died. Which is what 99% of other runners would have done there. Yeah. I was smart enough to... Yeah, I was smart enough to know that in that situation, just let him hit the ground again and then move on. And yes, I have done the thing I described
there. Only go as
there.
fast as this game lets me, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, look, this game ain't gonna let me get a crazy dark passage. That's fine. Let me just keep it together. The game really tried to cuck me there, and you'll see that on your good runs in this category. You'll see the game try to cuck you like that. You have to be ready for everything. You gotta be like a ninja about it. Yeah, that's the awareness, SC, like... I mean, I'm not saying, like, I'm so cool, but I'm saying that's why I was able to hold on to this pace, is because of awareness in situations like that. It's hard, and like you said, it's really hard to have that awareness when you're on such a good pace, when you're already so nervous. Look at this jump. Nice. I love that jump, by the way. Look at that clean movement. Thank you. Tell my mom and dad I love them. Mom and Pop, if you're watching this video, I love you. Hearts in the chat for my parents who supported me through my entire speedrunning journey. I would not have this time without them. I was extra tapping the cannon there just to make sure that I was on the right angles with it. You can do that camera a little bit, or the cannon a little more ballsy, but it was fine the way I did it there. You can also do a flop on that guy there. Obviously, I wasn't trying to risk it like that. Yeah, the Flora flop. I did get Flora flop yesterday on a run, so let's, you know, never forgotten. The flop is never forgotten. Yeah, just a little flight level right here. You know what? While this is a flight level, I'm gonna go pee real quick because I've been drinking some alcohol. So just give me a minute.
No, for real. I've smoked weed with Dayo's mom. She's cool as fuck, and his dad is also really cool. And he has a cute accent. I love it. Hi, Dara. Oh my god! Hi! I was just talking about you, Beth. How are you? I'm holding down the fort while he goes pee. I really want him to go get steak, but like low-key I will also accept pizza. We have leftovers, but if he makes us eat leftovers tonight, like, man, you ain't getting to the celebratory spirit, you feel? Your mommy's here. He's coming, he's running to get another beer. He's coming, he's coming.
Where's my mom? Hi, Mom. Where is she? Dayoman7 in the chat. Chuggers. Mom, I love you. This IPA is for you. She raised me right. And we're getting right into Lofty, the most intense level so far of the run. Let's see how we handle it. Cheers. Oh my god. Yeah, Mom, I did it. Now you'll notice I'm not cleaning up that island right there that I just jumped off of. That's the difference, the big difference between the riskier route and the less risky route here is I'm going for something less risky due to my sparks level. Now this is an unfortunate situation here. Take a look. I actually got too good of a damage boost there, which did not give me my invincibility when I hit the firework chest. And also I stonely did not realize that I was sparksless after that, so I had to like kind of clean up awkwardly. That cost me a good 3 or 4 seconds.
These gems homing in.
So yeah, we are going for the not risky route here, and that very strategic play by me, not just because of the sparks level, but also because I know I have time to play with here. Like, I know I have time to play with. So like, let's keep it more consistent, and this is definitely my mindset from here to the end of the run, is like, let's just keep things consistent and solid and secure this W, you know? 3DS Princess, thank you for the sub. Cheers. I definitely could have gone for a way crazier route here. Same thing with Jock. But yeah, I opted not to do that. And just to play devil's advocate, if I had done the riskier route here, and let's just pretend, you know, in an optimal situation, I had blue sparks entering the level. I, you know, went for the crazier supercharge and got it. Then potentially I could have saved like 10 to 15 seconds here. Especially when you consider that awkward firework chest section, we'll say 15 seconds. But yeah, Flazuki realizes, you know, the decision making was really good here to not do it, to not do that. Tried to hit an early flame there and missed it, but it's cool. And let me tell you, I was so happy to catch that supercharge there. That is a hard supercharge jump to make. We call it the grass jump. And in fact, most people opt to do a route of this level that doesn't even do that jump because it's so hard for them. So even this like less risky route is still pretty risky, you know, all things considered. Missed one of those turkeys, so I had to kind of recover it there, but pretty solid recovery there, all things considered. Hit this, hit the guy. And setting up Spyro's position so I'm like saving as much time as possible with each enemy hit. Get the fairies right as they activate. Get the double here. And now take a look at this fat guy. You'll notice he's on an unfavorable cycle, which means you can just charge past him and then get him on your way back. That's one of the few strats that I taught Saboom. Fun fact. And we got a nice sparks there. And ordinarily you'd only need to be blue sparks here, but I do grab an extra sparks after this key chest. Like, you know, see, I could have, like, saved time by, like, not going for that, but, you know, better safe than sorry. And it's, again, speaking to my mindset here. And also not being too quick with that pause and exit as well. I looked at the fucking, I looked at the gem count. Red spring chest. Of course, red spring chest. Gotta be gift in there. He was charging up that fucking gift bomb right there. Fucking, if you love the red spring chest, let me get a fucking chugger in the chat. A G in the YouTube comments, man. Cheers. Alright, we're keeping it moving. We're heading over to Jock. Nice flame charge there. We're moving.
Thank you, Novak.
Also, I just want to make a quick comment. You'll notice I'm breathing. You'll notice that I don't have my light on right now. I have a fucking ring light on right here. I used to do runs with that shit on. That shit. Look, I'm gonna tell you like this. Play the game in the way that's most comfortable for you. Okay? And having a blaring light in your face is just, I'm just gonna tell you right now, it does not help me. You know, it wears me out more quickly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so if you're like a serious speedrunner and like, you know, you're using webcam and mic, don't feel like you have to use the ring light. And for that matter, don't feel like you have to use webcam or mic. You know, it's not like my run was any better because I had webcam or mic on, you know? I mean, cool that I had it there. Yeah, I mean, cool that I had it there, I guess, but like, the important thing is that it's not distracting you. And a ring light, in my case, distracts me. But yeah, we hit the single cake right there. Just really solid movement so far in this level. We basically did the hardest part of this level just now. And now we just got to clean everything up cleanly. I remember thinking if I fuck up these jumps right here, I'm going to be sad. But no, I got them. And actually, I do the more optimal version of those jumps up the wind tunnels. Where you land on you can land on the side of those platforms and jump into them. Which preemptively gives you upward momentum, which is slightly faster. Okay, this is a sloppy section here.
Come on. Ugh.
So yeah, so just in that section, we'll say like, we'll say 5 to 7 seconds lost, I think. Well, so let's just say 5 seconds lost. But now I'm already back on track. We're already, all right, whatever. It is what it is, and we're back. Yeah, it was unfortunate. And you know what? To be fair, that is the most awkward section of the level. It's not the hardest section of the level, but it's the most awkward section of the level. So I'm not surprised that it went that way, especially after missing that initial box. But that was a bit of a ego hit right there, I'll be honest. That little section. But with all things considered, the rest of the level went basically perfectly. So I can't be too mad about it. Except for this.
gonna do
I was
this.
like, again, safety awareness. I'm like,
not
I'm not
want me to
going
go
for the
on a
log
log
ride
ride.
there.
I oblige.
The mushroom and the guy like both
God.
intersect right where I'm trying to do my jump at. Like, no thanks. That's like some
second
1
on the
in a
split.
thousand.
Probably a
The
few
game
seconds
is
on.
trying to end my perfect pace type shit.
Yeah, baby. Wow.
I'm listening to the universe here. I'm like, I'm not trying to challenge that.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, great safety decision making by me there to just take the platform.
Oh man, it was almost a sub 110. Can you believe that?
I know, and
That is
I knew
so
that I lost
crazy.
time on
is
that
just
jock.
So crazy.
I knew I lost time on the
110
jock.
Flat. Ugh.
Flat.
Beautiful.
The fastest ever
Alright.
run up to this point, by the way.
Let's breathe.
Flat, by the way, 110 flat with my split convention. Technically, people split when Spyro touches the balloonist's head, so it's like a 110, like 01 or 2 or whatever. So we'll, keep that shit real. Now I'm really breathing. I'm struggling to breathe at this point.
This level scares me usually.
This is scary. Let's see how the chat looks right now, by the way. Now the chat's moving a little more. Now it's like, holy shit, this guy's about to get a world record, you know? Not that fast, honestly. I'm over here acting like I'm fucking like... Yeah, I got it like that. Yeah, you wish, son.
I see the Michi.
This guy getting somewhere. Yeah, a lot of people were commenting on the fact that I was gonna fuck Sarah after this run.
You might later.
She said I might later. So, there's the answer to that. Yeah, honkers in the chat, dude. Honk. We haven't been getting too much honk, 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 actually. Everything going pretty according to plan so far in this cove, which is better than most attempts at this level. That gem RNG wasn't great, but we cleaned it up very luckily there. Playing it safe. Now that was an example of hitting the ground before doing the charge, so that was like, I don't know if you guys paid attention to that when I was mentioning it in Metalhead earlier. But it actually allowed us to be on a good cycle here because by that point he threw the box, which allowed us to hit that guy early with the explosions. You can only hit that guy with the explosions when he's on the right part of his cycle. And then all I was thinking here is like, just get the quadruple hit on these guys. This is not an easy charge to do. Actually, it's very easy to miss a gem there, even if you hit them all. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get the triple hit there, which is kind of whack. But it's again like if that was the only mistake really so far in this level. So that's like a second, not a big fucking deal at all. Look at this, how I stopped charging right there for a moment. It's because you cross, that's a really great example of crossing over loading zones in this game. In this game, lag is incurred when you cross invisible loading zones in big levels. This is a big level, and when you cross over that area doing the keyless strat, usually I'll opt to do, I did a late charge there. Usually I'll opt to do a charge jump so that, because even though you're holding square, if you look at the input display there. What? This shit is bullshit. Like, well, how did I not get in there? Like, what the fuck? Anyway, still saving time there. But because of the way you cross loading zones, you actually end up getting your charge dropped when you cross into the green area of that room by the key chest. Just a fun little, like, thing, to those of you nerds who give a fuck about that, you know what I'm saying? But either way, yeah, I can't believe that fucking, that wind tunnel. Like, how did that miss? Oh, thank you, Laura's mom. I really appreciate it. I hope she's proud of you, too. Let her know that I am. Yeah, the game was tilted that I was like fucking putting the fucking cheeks to it that much, you know? The game was like, dude, you come on. We gotta fuck you over with some of these like wind tunnels at least. Really nice cleanup there. There's been like different versions of that room theorized over the years, which in a task situation would probably be faster to do it, like where you grab the boxes first and then whatever, but the way I do it there is about as good as you're gonna get it in a real-time run. Okay. Now I missed that blue, which ended up having implications a little later. We'll pay attention to that. Yeah, heavy breathing, by the way. This is where the heavy breathing is like... No, at this point, I can't get a deep breath. Like, straight up, if I try to go like... And you know how you can like feel that in like the bottom of your lungs, you take a deep breath? I can't do that at this point. I have so much adrenaline and shit coursing through my veins. It's just impossible. My heart rate's going crazy at this point. No, and you'll really see that when I get to loot. You'll really see it then. I did collect all those gems and I had a feeling about it, but it's in this case, it's way better safe than sorry. Just trust me on that.
Grab that blue.
Now, I was hoping to grab that blue on the supercharge. I mean, it's not a big deal. I also kind of fucked up that glide a little. But, so here's the recovery for that. Normally, I'd just death abuse there. Like, that would be a death abuse, but
a little bit of time
I had to grab
lost,
that
but
blue,
it's
so
fine.
a couple seconds lost there. But, again, anytime I have a fuck up, it's nothing more than like a couple seconds here or there. It's nothing major. Like, that could have been major, but I didn't let it become major. Look at this double hit right there. Very clean, by the way. That was some crazy movement. To any of you guys who fucking play 120, JX in the chat can respect how hard it is to do that movement. Just that fucking metal chest turnaround there. Dodge the bullets. Oh yeah, well in that section you actually, when you collect the 2 gold spring chests the way I do, the guy shoots earlier. You're talking about when you collect the 2 gold chests and then go up to the next part, those bullets? When you collect the 2 gold chests the way I do, he shoots earlier and thus you don't have to stop charging. That's a secret strat that I just taught you right now. For years no one did that. Everyone jumped over those bullets.
At what point would you say you were convinced you could do it? Did it take you till the very end?
Hold up. At this point, he only has one thing on his mind. Don't miss credit skip. And let me tell you what was really on my mind here. Okay, get those reds right there. Okay, we hit that nice. We didn't get the jump there. Okay, and then watch me miss that red. Okay, hold on, it's fine. Don't get hit. Oh. Dude, I'm starting to hyperventilate because that's how I was breathing, like, during this run. That's how I was, I wasn't even thinking, like, obviously don't miss credit skip, dumb fuck. But I'm like, I'm still thinking about every little gem. This shit is no pushover section here to collect all the gems and hit nasty on the first cycle. That's no joke, by the way. To any of you guys who have casually tried to do that, that's not easy, you know? So I'm over here like really, and I'm just breathing, I'm just moving through this. It's not too bad for me, you know? But, you know, we're moving through it. I didn't get a good push there, that's fine. Let's listen to the breathing. I'm just gonna be quiet here. And I'm just gonna say right away, I did fuck up the first attempt at credit skip, costing me about 5 or 6 seconds. So let's take a look. Walk too far forward. I meant to instant stop. But it allowed me to set up perfectly for that credit skip, thank God. The fist pump. The fist pump. Let's hear the breathing. This is the breathing part now. I was already struggling to breathe. Now listen to me. Now listen to this shit. I knew I didn't want to sell because every other PB I've had, I celebrate. I'm like, yes, all right, let's close this out. You know, that's normally what I say on every fucking run. I'm not saying a damn word. I'm like, let's fucking do it, baby. Let's fucking do it. That's what I'm thinking in my head, but I'm not trying to vocalize that because I know that's gonna affect my gameplay. The fucking let's go up in the fucking up in the webcam, that was tight. And I'm breathing at this point. I'm surprised you guys couldn't hear my breathing more. I think it's because I have the pop filter on. Oh, you can hear it there a little. Yep. There's the breathing. There's the breathing. Dude, I'm telling you guys, I have it isolated as its own audio track. If you want, I can post just the breathing if you guys like. I'll post that on my second channel. Let me know in the comments if you want just the breathing. Yeah, I know Darth Vader just got the 120. No, but this is what I'm thinking right now. Let me tell you. What I'm thinking right now is don't fuck up these planes, is what I'm thinking. This first plane, not a big deal. I do the Spyro strat right here where you kind of charge and do this and then bring it down. So that was nice. But this second plane, this was the final, like, heart-pounding moment of the run right here.
Stop.
And I turned in early and I was like, oh shit! And I corrected it. Thank God. And you know, because that was a near miss, believe it or not, that was a near miss right there. I'm really breathing. No, and also I want to point this out. I was about to pass out at this point. I was so dizzy from hyperventilating that I almost passed out right now. Like at this particular part, this is when it was at its worst. I was dizzy. I was feeling unwell at this moment.
Pause at the end too. You already know.
I got a pause at the end is what I said because like I know I had time to play with to get the 120, and I'm not gonna sit here and miss a gem on a possible 120 pace. I'm not about to do that.
Isn't that what almost happened last time? You just
I have lost world records to that, and that's it. I'm still breathable. Reaction. I'm still struggling to breathe. I'm looking at Sarah off screen. She's like looking through the door, like crying and shit. Oh my god. Oh yeah, man. Oh my god. I am so fucking dizzy right now, man. Yeah, I was so dizzy. I'm about to pass out in that loot, bro. I was about to pass the fuck out. It's honestly, that was a really realistic thing that could happen. Like a really spicy pepper and like it like hurts really bad, but then afterwards your hands are tingling and the shit's going through it. Whoo-wee, that's what I'm feeling. I feel like I just ate 10 Carolina Reapers. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, that's what it feels like. To those of you guys who eat spicy peppers, you know what I'm talking about. Sarah's right here for it. Come here, booby. There's Sarah, the booby.
I just was peeing and I was like, it's quiet in there, and I didn't realize what was happening.
She was more emotional than me, to be honest. She was like crying and shit. I was just trying to I was just trying to catch my breath at this point. Oh my god. I was literally just trying to catch my breath. Oh my god. I mentioned this a little bit later. Sick. I'm gonna turn this down a little.
You did it, baby.
If you want to see the full reaction, check out the video down below. But
so sick.
I mentioned this, and this is particularly poignant, is when you imagine yourself accomplishing like a lifelong, year plus long goal like this, you imagine it in your head like it's gonna be really emotional, like it's gonna be like, oh fuck, I'm about to cry, I'm gonna be like, popping off like, but in reality, like I was relieved, I was happy, I was trying to catch my breath, I was trying not to pass out, and it's just all these human emotions that you don't really think about when you're fantasizing. They really are what take over. I mean, I was very much in this like fight or flight mode, like fucking about to hyperventilate, just trying not to lose my cool, not to get too sweaty, not to fucking freak out and throw it. That the actual pop-off itself, it wasn't really much of a pop-off at all. It wasn't like, yeah, let's go, fucking blow up and shit. No, it's like, I'm just trying to like, after that experience, after such an intense experience, just breathe and just be happy that, you were able to have this. And I am happy. I'm about as happy as one can be. I would not take back anything. To those of you guys who might think, I want to say this very clearly. This grind took me 1 year to PB, for to get another world record, nearly every day playing with some breaks here or there, and 10 years of seriously speedrunning this game. And it is very realistic that someone might not beat this run except for me, or maybe someone will, I don't know. But this is fucking insane, and that's it. I mean, I'm not really sure what else to say. I mean, that's about it. I want to say this again, I am going to keep playing 120%. I'm not done with this game or this category or anything. I'm not necessarily trying to get another world record here. I'm not trying to like change the world or anything, but this was like my fucking swan song of the game, dude. This was like the shit that I was going for. And I did it. And that's it. I mean, like, I'm not really sure I'm gonna say this kind of more honestly now, is I'm not really sure what's compelled me to play this game for as long as I have, in the way that I have, just focusing on 120%. But it's become an extension of myself. It's become who I am and what I do, not just as a career, as a lifestyle, as a way to make money, but just like, this is like what makes me feel like I'm doing something productive in my life and something that's like special that people like. And something that makes me feel like, all right, I did something with my day today. I fucking did a run. And whether it's a 120 or a 125 or whatever, you know? So that's what I did. And that's that. Oh, sorry. Let me switch over. And that's that, you know?
Thanks, Dayoman.
Finally 120, I am crying.
Yeah, I mean, it is really emotional. I haven't shed a tear today. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't shed a tear today because it's just another step in my journey. You know, I've been doing this long enough that I know that it's not like the end. This isn't like some big thing. I have to like change my approach now. I have to change what's happening or whatever. This is just another step, and I finally got to this step that it's been coming for a while now, and I'm breathing a sigh of relief, and I'm so happy, and I'm just thankful to everyone who's been along with me for the journey, and the end. We're gonna keep playing some Spyro, and we're gonna keep making videos, and that's me. I'm Dayoman, and if you enjoyed this video, hey, you know, drop a like if you like this whole journey that I'm going on or anything. If you caught me from the Ricky video or anything like that, you know, show some love down below with a comment. Again, G's in the comments, and, you know, that's it. That's it. I'm like 3 beers deep. I drank a fucking margarita. So I'm going to say one more time, chuggers in the chat, this was the world record commentary. One that may never be beaten, I'm going to be honest with you. And I hope it is. I hope it does get beaten, but it may never be beaten. And I'm happy with it.
And you said that about the last one too.
For once in my life, yeah, I know I did say that about the last one. For once in my life, I'm happy with what I've done in this game, and I can rest easy. If I died tomorrow,
don't you dare.
which don't you dare, then I'd be happy with what I did in this game and with my, you know, with my life. So, in honor of that, cheers, and I love you guys. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.
Damn.